Do you guys buy chicken from a grocery store? Have you seen the sizes of the chicken breasts that you buy nowadays? If you've ever raised your own chickens, processed your own chickens, you get a chicken breast off, you're looking at about that thick. You're pushing it to get a ½ inch thick to 3/4 inch thick chicken breast. When you buy a chicken breast at a store, them things are an inch, inch and a half thick, right? We've all seen them. And these chickens are grown fast. They're not like a chicken, like when you're raising them, you might let it run around your yard for a year or 2 years before you process it, right? These chickens, maybe 6 months to a year max. I highly doubt they push them to a year. But to get their chicken breast that big, they've got to be pumping these things full of hormones. Now, maybe they genetically modify them a little bit to make them grow like that. You ever think about that one? Chickens, they don't get that big out here in the wild. And one thing I kind of laugh at is when I see people only buy organic chicken. Only organic chicken at the grocery store. Well, how do you know what they're feeding that chicken? Some people say, well, it comes from a small independent farm. Okay, do they use chicken feed? Where does that chicken feed come from? What was put in, it's a long list of things you really have to watch for if you're doing the organic, right? And if you're seeing chicken breast that thick that's organic, something's not right with that. I've got a theory, and it's a theory only. I am not giving no advice, medical advice, or anything like that. I'm not a doctor. This is my opinion on it. Here lately we're seeing a lot of people allergic to stuff, right? They're allergic to bread, they're allergic to cheese, they're allergic to just all types of different stuff all of a sudden. Maybe they're actually allergic to what they're feeding the animals, right? Like growing up, I can remember drinking milk, right? Never had an issue with it. Now I'm getting a little older. Milk sometimes bothers my stomach, but it's never had before. And of course, if you go to the doctor, they're going to tell you that you're getting allergic to milk, right? That you're getting lactose intolerant. But what if it's just as simple as we're getting allergic to the stuff that they put in the meat, in the milk, in the cow, that type of stuff? It could be that simple, guys. I don't know. That's just my theory on it. But to get back on point about these chickens now, you're not going to get homegrown chicken breasts 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick. Now you might luck up and get one every now and then, but most times you're not. Meat's a little tough too when you homegrow them. They taste better, right? And then again, if you're feeding your chickens layer feed or feed that you're buying from a store, you don't know what technically is in that feed, what was sprayed on that field where some of it was grown, what was, you need a whole list of things. That's why I laugh when people say I only eat or buy organic from the store. Just because it's got an organic sticker on it don't mean it's organic, because you have to verify each step that meat went through, right? If you really want to know how organic it is. And if they're feeding chicken feed, who's to say what was in that chicken feed? Who's to say what was put on that field, that grew the corn, or you know what I'm talking about here. Another thing, if you're homesteading, prepping, and you're raising chickens, and you're one of these people that let your chickens live to an old age and just die naturally, you're probably not going to be able to go out there and kill your chickens, or process your chickens, I should say, when the time comes. Because we hear that a lot, don't we? When the time comes, I'll do what I have to do to feed my family as far as processing my chickens. More than likely you won't. You'll have to get somebody else to do it, because people look at their livestock as pets now. Cows, goats, pigs, chickens, what's livestock, people are raising them as pets, and it makes it harder for them to process these animals into food to feed their family. We all hear it all the time. People say, well, when it comes time, I can go out there and do what I have to do to my chickens to make sure my family eats. No, you won't. You'll have to get somebody else to do it, because you're physically attached to them. It's just the way it is. When we get animals here, they're not pets. I make it very clear, these are livestock. We don't name them. We name our dogs and cats, but we don't name chickens, pigs, or nothing like that. They're just there. They're livestock, right? It's plain and simple. That's the way it is. It's the way it needs to be. You got too many people nowadays that's hobby farming, where they go out and buy animals, livestock, and their only goal is to raise them up and let them die a natural death, right? That's, guys, number one, if you're feeding your own animals, you know what's going into them. As long as you're not using store-bought feed, you know what's going into these animals, right? That meat's going to be better for you. It's going to be probably more nutritious in a way. It's definitely going to taste better, right? If you've never ate real farm raised, and I'm not talking with feed, if you ever ate a real free range chicken or something like that, you'll know what I'm talking about. But let me know your thoughts on this. Are you buying chicken at the store and seeing the sizes of these chicken breasts and stuff? Absolutely ridiculous. Or do you just buy organic? You're one of the people that only buy the organic stuff that's more expensive and you really don't know if it's organic or not. It just says so in the bag, doesn't it? Let me know your thoughts on this. Comment on this video. If you're still watching and you're not going to subscribe, hit the thumbs down on your way out the door. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person that can do it. Stay safe. Keep prepping. And let me know your thoughts on this.